Okay, I've just come back to Wales. I used to work in Wales, right up until about 2002. And I've come back to Wales, and the pull for Wales was more family orientated than work orientated. Because my sons have just delivered me some grandchildren, and at my age now, if I don't sort of bond with the little people, then they're not going to know who granddad is. So I've come back to Wales, and last year I didn't really do a lot, and I thought, no, I've got a lot to offer businesses in Wales, and so I've come back into the into the business world here. On the screen there, some of the businesses that I've helped innovate, and I'll be mentioning some of them during this presentation. But what I like to say is that what I've found since I've come back to Wales is that many small business owners now, they're in a fight of their lives. It's been since 2007, the recession is there. They're saying in the UK people are coming out of the recession. They're saying now Europe may go back into another recession and so on. I mean, the United States now is like a phoenix, over there. They're promoting entrepreneurship as if it's like going out of fashion, start your own business because we don't have work there. Coaching in the United States has become like over $1 billion business. I would imagine in Malaysia as well, you're talking about, trying to make women entrepreneurial and bring them into the marketplace and everything that goes with it. And what I've actually noticed here is that, a lot of small businesses, they have limited or no revenue sources, that they can tap into for financial support. Some of them kick off the wrong way. They spend fortunes on marketing, they spend mortgages on leaflets that don't work. But they haven't sat down and thought through that process long. I've also found that they haven't put basic business fundamentals in place sometimes, to run a successful business. So they get so far down the line, and you say, hang on, let's take a step back, and put simple things in. They lack any form of coherent, compelling message. And what I mean by that is, if you think about it, you see Australia, putting a deal together to bring back. And then because I've gone, you just educating people all about that country, all about that market, why you should invest there. And obviously the sales success was good. So the innovation there was, you're not selling a house. What you're doing is you're educating people on how to become a property entrepreneur. This is a good one. I love this particular one, and this particular business, okay, is still up and running. It's getting massive, and this came about around about 2007, 2008. After the recession, there was all these extremely rich people who all of a sudden were finding it difficult. They couldn't raise capital because the banks wouldn't lend. They couldn't move forward, but they had assets, and they'll say, okay, we'll take your assets in, provide the capital for them particular assets. So there's another bit of innovation there. This one I love. All right. So a lot of the roofs in Wales have got slates on them. They made a synthetic one, and they were bought out by a manufacturing company that wanted to manufacture the slate tiles. So this engineer went into his shed at the back of his garden, and he created a system or a prototype for low pressure plastic molding. Now, plastic molding now is all high pressure stuff. Okay, you have two pieces of a tool. It's brought together. The chemical moving about. Instead of putting little vibrators on it, and instead of one action, they had a whole machine that was going around creating various things. However, though, it failed because the businesses that had the also getting involved with another one of our Welsh artists that is very famous. Roger Stennett. Yeah? Roger Stennett is an author, a writer, very famous. And the animator had come up with this concept of little people who lived on a golf course and all the adventures they had on the golf course. And the only people, okay, that could see them was the greenkeeper and his dog and other animals. So other people playing golf on the golf course couldn't see them. And what they wanted to do, they wanted to create a series of DVDs that could be sold in the golf market around the country. Now, in animation, what they have to do, they have to create what they call a Bible. So before they get any funding for any particular project, they have to produce the Bible, which has all the renders, all the different colours, explains everything that goes along it. And it's very difficult now for the arts to get funding. Now, they were looking for private funding, so I put my head on. I said, right, who do I know?
So I knew a guy I used to go to watch the rugby with, who was based in Swansea, and he used to have dinner with Catherine Zeta-Jones's father, right? I saw it great. Because I saw Michael Douglas on the TV once, and he was playing in a pro-am. And he said, look, I'm going to take a step back from the camera now. I don't want to be acting anymore. And how that changed, he's still there. But he was saying that at the time. And I want to get into various projects. So my business mind went, great, okay? So I'll take these guys to John. They've got great pedigree. You know, we'll introduce him to Catherine Zeta-Jones's father. They can put the project in front of her, and then give it to Michael Douglas, who then may say, yeah, I'd like to get involved in that animation. Simple in your head, isn't it? Right? It didn't come off. And it didn't come off because, how can I put it? I'm not saying it's red tape, but the way things are done got in the way. Because even Catherine Zeta-Jones's father was not allowed to pitch anything to her unless it went through her lawyers in the first place. And it would go through her lawyers and her agents, and they'd have to come round then. And to me, I'm thinking, look, we're from Wales. You know, you can't talk to your dad over Sunday lunch. You know, we have a problem, don't we? You know, so on and so on. So what I'm saying, even though innovation is great, and even though you try, you know, sometimes it doesn't always come off. In a lot of businesses as well, there's a 5-step profit formula. I like to talk to it about that. And just by making small changes to these steps, make a massive difference. And they're to me, more leads for a business. The business needs to generate customers. Once it gets the leads, it needs to have strategies and tactics to convert the leads into sales. When it's got enough leads and it's making all the conversions, it needs more transactions. It needs them clients to buy off them more regularly. Once they're doing that, then it's about, like, let's look at your prices. How can we add value to your prices and increase the prices for profitability? And more profits is really looking at everything within that business to say, well, how can we structure your business